I am long overdue for a haircut, and that's because I've been training quite hard for my amateur fight, which is actually tomorrow. But also, I have been working on this funnel, which has been producing incredible results for myself, my business, and also for my clients' business as well. Because what we've been able to do is turn a $150 a week offer to not only monthly recurring revenue, but actually cash collect a high ticket offer from people who actually want to pay us that amount. So one of my best clients is doing 70K MRR, doing this exact same process. So what we do is we collect a low ticket opt-in because a lot of people nowadays are skeptical and you need a massive personal brand. You need a lot of testimonials in order to get your foot in the door. And how we reduce the barrier of entry. I know even if you have a killer testimonial, killer aesthetics, and a blueprint for your brand and insane video editing, people ultimately won't buy from you if they don't trust you. And so we reduce the need for excessive trust. Obviously, you always deliver on your clients' results by reducing the price. And so we reduce the price to $150 a week. We don't devalue what we are selling. I'll show you exactly how we can get to these upsells here. So people are selling 1K offers, 2.4K offers, 1.5K cash collected, even up to 10K cash collected every single month. And that compounds. So we turn a $150 a week offer to target and address the lack of trust in my niche and also in a lot of people's niches as well. Within the coaching, consultant space, the agency, SMA space, there's obviously a lot of skepticism. And how we reduce that is obviously the price. And all you really need is yourself, a team of two, that's including you, or a team of three, one V, and if you want, a setter as well. Now, what this will allow you to do is generate a business to hit 80 to 95% profit margin because of a small team, but at the same time create so much leverage because what you're able to do is create a offer, one offer, and sell multiple levels of access because what you're selling, and why is that missing? But what you're selling is one singular offer, one result, but multiple layers of access. And I call it the conversion core because you're converting people. Think of it as the Earth's mantle and the outside of the Earth. And it's, what is it actually called? Outermost layer. Okay, I'm wrong. Just like the Earth and humans, we are on the crust. And as we go deeper into the Earth, we reach the core. And it's a similar structure and thought processes behind that. So, what we do is we sell a one time workshop, a mini course, or an asset that will genuinely solve someone's problems. You create a one time asset that someone would genuinely want. Let's say, for example, for fitness, a done for you meal plan. For a real estate offer, it's a audit on the best houses in your area. And so once we have that established, then we can move people up into each single layer, building on the level of access that they have to you, thereby not requiring you to be spending so much time delivering for each client and fulfilling for each client at each layer. So what you do is you create a low ticket community with a very low level of support. And then you build onto that by giving people access to DM you directly. And then you build onto that by giving them bi-weekly calls to actually contact you and speak to you one-on-one, and you can increase the amount of calls and then also do done for you services, creating a partnership where you're able to charge them a lot more. As you can see, the pricing difference is that there's a one-time fee to create that workshop, the mini course or an asset for $1 to $100. I recommend $27 to $100 and then a weekly offer. And obviously it builds up and you're able to charge people more for simply accessing more of your time because time is the only exhaustible asset that you really have. Okay. And I've been able to do this with a quality following. And I've also, in a moment, I'll go over how I use cold outbound sequences as well. But I've been able to do this with only 683 followers, as you can see, less than 700 followers. And I believe I posted maybe 30 reels or 40 reels, maybe more than that. I think maybe 60 reels actually. And I've been able to convert these people with 30 or 40 YouTube videos as well. And if you're able, and if you have more followers than me, then there's no excuse for you to not being able to convert your following and to not have the same results that myself, my clients are getting because these people here, the maximum that my client actually has in terms of a following is 9,000. Everyone else that I work with, they have a couple hundred followers, 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers. And that's the reality because you don't need a massive, massive audience. Obviously, it's ideal to have one. And if you have over 10K followers, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to monetize that at all. But if you're able to monetize a even small fraction of your audience, then you know exactly what you're doing. And here's the system to do exactly that. So obviously we track everything. As you can see, this is my tracker that we have for myself and my clients. And it's the most comprehensive tracking sheet that I've ever made. in my entire life than I've ever seen. I've been in uh, a lot of your courses and mentorships that you've probably seen, and I can guarantee that you know their names. And this tracking sheet tracks every single metric in terms of the DMs for us. And it even splits us, as you can see, from warm outbound, cold outbound, and inbound leads, and much, much more. So we specifically target warm outbound leads, so our followers, and cold outbound leads, so people who don't know us, which I'll show you how we automate all of this in a second. So what we do is, let's say I have 600 followers. Let's say only 100 people reply, 1/6 of the followers reply, and then 20 are our ICP. We're able to convert people a one client a week. We're able to convert at least one client a week as our following is growing, and as more qualified people are growing, as we continue the content ecosystem. But in a second, I'll show you what happens when people don't buy, and what we do to re-engage them in the future. So the next thing is cold outbound. So every single day, my bot sends 50 messages out daily. As you can see, we have 10 different variations that we're split testing, and the bot does all the messaging for us. And I've never been banned in my entire life. This bot is completely safe. And there are different follow-ups that we send to all of these people, which are all automated and is managed by the bot. All we have to do is manage the replies. We get a VA or a setter to do that for you to save you so much time. So to do the math, it breaks down as 50 messages per day. So 350 messages per week. Just times all these by 7 if you can't do sevens times tables. But you get 5 responses. So in a week, 35 responses. You get 1 or 2 people who are your ICP. So that's about 7 or 14 people who are your ideal customer profile. And then you're able to get 1 client a week. Now, how I actually convert these people, right? Because I haven't mentioned this in a second, because I haven't mentioned this, right? Is that we send them one Google Doc. We don't hop on sales calls with anyone unless they are extremely qualified and we know that we can get them a result, and that they genuinely reached out to us wanting help directly from us and they know exactly what we do. The problem that people face when they hop on sales calls is that they experience a lot of mistrust. They experience a ton of objections. And I found that to be extremely annoying. That's why I rarely hop on sales calls myself. And maybe in the future, as my following grows, I'll increase that more as people trust me more. I completely understand why people won't trust me. Let me show you a message that I actually had someone send me who didn't trust me because of my low following. And then look what happened. I'll show you right now. So, to actually show you proof on how a low following can affect you, but still convert for me, for my clients, look what this person said. I'm not going to lie, I had my doubts initially due to your follower count and the money you may or may not be making yourself, but I trust you on the journey and have no doubt that we're going to take this on the next level. And they signed up for my low ticket, $150 a week, because they now trust me. Okay. And that's all we did. I didn't nurture them, I didn't give them insane amounts of value. I just was clear in my messaging, both on obviously the messaging platform, but also on my social media, and constantly showing social proof is what allowed me to close this person. Now, once we have these people all automated and being messaged to, then we just send them one document, an offer doc, which I'll show you in a second how to create for yourself. But the offer doc is all you need to create not only leverage so that you don't have to hop on sales calls, but it tells you and your prospect exactly what it is that they do, what result that they'll get, and the timeline and the expectations and the breakdown and the phase that they have to go through. Now, what do we do when people don't buy? When they tell you to piss off, when they say, I don't want to hop on a call with you, I don't want to buy your offload doc, I don't want to do any of this with you. This is what we do. We bring them back into our content ecosystem by sending them the exact YouTube asset or content asset that they would need to solve one problem. And we keep on doing that. And that's what your job is. And if you don't have a setter, then you have to do it. If you have a setter, let them do it. The next thing is that we give them an even lower ticket offer, a workshop, if they don't want to work with us, a one-time workshop, because I practice what I preach. If people don't want to buy your low ticket weekly, then what you do is sell them an even lower one time workshop. And you're able to not only make them a one time customer, not a client just as of yet, but now they're spending money on you. And I like to call it money momentum, where every single day that they spend money on you, they're going to be more inclined to spend more money on you. For example, the reason why people buy someone's mentorship and then eventually go on a retreat with them is because they trust and they know that that person is legit. So they're happy to spend $20,000 on a retreat to go meet them in person and actually improve their personal brand, right? So it's the same concept here. So what we do is we send them a workshop offer that they can buy at one time to get them in the door and to get some cash flowing so that eventually they will want to buy and be upsold to. Now, if someone actually buys your uh, now if someone actually buys your first low ticket offer, then what we do is we upsell them. When someone becomes your lead, they can become your customer. So how we do that is by selling them this workshop, this one-time workshop, and then we make a new client. And how we actually increase the LTV of this client is by pitching them at the checkout. Once they actually buy a small ticket workshop, we pitch them at checkout to buy our weekly offer. So the second thing that we can do is send them another document which has the updated upsell in it. So all we have to do to sell this person is send them that doc that one time and to upsell them to collect a paid in full. Let's say you're selling someone something that is $100 a week. And over a period of 24 weeks, which is what we're going to upsell them on, they can cancel anytime. But to ensure LTV, because I know that there is a bit of stress here, like what if they cancel anytime and now that we don't have any cash? Well, what you can do is charge them, let's say for 24 weeks, we times that by 24, which equals $2,400. What we can do is give them a small discount as an incentive to pay in full. So now that we have a 2,400 PIF, we have given ourselves the opportunity to enter the door, get some cash, but at the same time allow for a much more smooth paid in full or much more smooth PIF. Because now that that client has either gotten a win, they know exactly what it is that we offer and they like our fulfillment. Because at the end of the day, the product is just so important. And if you have the product dialed, then you'll be able to collect more cash and have better LTV for your client. I practice what I preach, and I've actually built out an entire blueprint, which I call the conversion core blueprint, which shows you the exact breakdown and step by step processes that you need and plug and play systems so that you can build this for yourself. A business which creates a profit of 80 to 95%, requiring a small team. So what you get in this blueprint is an offer that you can create $150 to $250 a week to get you some weekly recurring revenue, to get some cash flow into your business, especially if you're drowning and you're not getting any cash to your business, you're going to fail. And then the offer map, which will allow you to create the offer doc. And as a result, send that. And then instead of hopping on sales calls, all you have to do is send people these docs to sell them on there. And we also show you how to do client acquisition to actually get people to buy this off of you as well. And then we have the market domination, which creates your client avatar and your niche selection to make sure that your offer is bulletproof, to make sure that people actually genuinely want what it is that you're offering. And then from there, we upsell your clients, client ascension. We upsell your clients to collect 3.6K days, just exactly like I broke it down with you. Once we sell people a low ticket offer, we upsell them to a high ticket offer for LTV, and then we resell them as well. And then finally, one GPT prompt to instantly automate this entire funnel creation. If you're interested in building the blueprint, then it'll be in the description. If you have any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram and I will reply to you. That's all I have for you today. Ciao, ciao.